FlossTube! Welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins. If you are a new friend and subscriber, welcome to my channel. I'm very happy that you found me and you're here to talk all things cross-stitch because that's what I talk about, and books thrown in, of course a few books. And then if you're a returning friend and subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me and sharing the cross-stitch joy. I just love this hobby, as I say all the time. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Grab a beverage. I will confess, I don't have a mug today. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I just have a Diet Coke and it's actually empty. All right, my friends, I have had a really good couple of stitchy weeks here, and I'm excited to show you what I've gotten to and what I'm getting to. So grab your stitching, grab your beverage, sit back and relax. We're just gonna have a nice chat about all things cross-stitch. I have a start and a finish since I saw you last. I decided I just wanted to have a little something for 4th of July in my house, and I just started stitching. I was gonna pull the magazine. I don't know if I've got it sitting on my desk. Nope, I don't have it. Oh well, it's okay. I just decided to stitch up something from the latest issue of Just CrossStitch magazine, and they had a cute little 4th of July piece, and it was designed by, I know her first name is Robin, and she's from October House Fiber Arts. I think that's the way all those words go together. But anyway, let me show you what I started it since last we got together. I finished it and I fully finished it. So I did all the things on one piece. I hardly ever do that. So I stitched this little guy. It's called Let Freedom Ring. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? And then I was shocked. I did not have all of the called for fancy floss. In fact, the only one I had, this is the only fancy floss I used. It's called Blue Jeans. And let me grab it. I think it's a Weeks. Yeah, it's a Weeks. So it's Weeks Blue Jean is that color right there. And then the others, I just pulled DMCs. And so, you know, good old Blanc, 347 is my red. And then 3750 is my dark blue. So like the points of the flags down here and the points of the stars. So it was only 4 colors. And then I made the cording myself, and I followed Helen D's cording tutorial. She, years ago, I think it was a couple of years ago, she filmed a tutorial on how to make cording, and so I just followed it. Every time I make cording, Helen, thank you for recording that tutorial, because I look at it every time because I can never quite remember in my brain how to measure how much length of floss I need to make sure I make enough cording so I don't short myself. But anyway, so there we have it. I've got a cute little piece to add to my home decor for 4th of July. Man, I'm stuttering today. But anyway, there you have it. That is my, is it a SAF, start and finish? I think a SAF is supposed to be like maybe in 1 day or something, but it took me a week, but that's okay. We haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks, so I'm saying it's a SAF. Okay, so there we have it. And then I just used some, you know, fabric that I've got in the stash. I'm not a quilter, so I don't have yards of stuff, but I had enough for that cute little pillow. Okay, and I have another fully finished object. Yes, FO. It's not, oh no, it's a finished object. FO, finished object, not fully finished. So I finished my Brenda Gervais Autumn Splendor. Nice, right? And this was all the called for floss. I did not have to make anything up. I had everything that was called for, and I might even, yeah, that's what the pattern looks like. Autumn Splendor by Brenda Gervais. And I'm thrilled with how it looked. I stitched this on a 36 count antique ivory Edinburgh linen. So it's not even an overdyed, it's just a basic, but it turned out really super cute. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting this fully finished and have up in my house in autumn. And then this was so fun, you guys. This is just six plies of the floss, and I know the floss name is Putty, and it was the called for, and then you just run it through a beeswax waxer, so it you know, gets completely coated with the beeswax, and then you just, you know, stitch it, you know, tie it around his neck and tie a little bow, and then it kind of holds its shape. Isn't that sweet? And then the wings are Smyrna crosses, and then these little guys are also Smyrna crosses. And it was really funny. The pattern said to take a length of, or, you know, take one of the threads off the side of your linen and use that for, you know, what I ended up making the white. Well, we all know linen isn't necessarily a consistent size all the way through, and I did that, and, you know, it went, ooh. It didn't work at all. I tried it a couple of times. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna pick a color from the palette that's already there, and that's what I did. And I think it works fine. I think it works great. So I had 2 things that I completed, so I'm pretty happy with that. You know, beyond the fact that it's always fun to finish something, what that means, I was looking in my book of days, I'm keeping track of my WIPs, and that means of my my WIPs that I'm doing for Melanie Watkins' year of WIPs, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I put down that I would you pick a number. You have to be at least 10 WIPs. So I uploaded 12 WIPs, and of those you have to complete half of them. So I have to complete at least 6 by the end of the year to be eligible for prizes, which I don't care about prizes. I just care about the stitching and getting the stuff done. So I have already finished 5 of the 12 that I put in my year of WIPs album. So I'm pretty stoked that, you know, it's June, and I'm one finish away from completing the goal for that group, which was half of the ones I uploaded, which is 6. It'd be great if I could get a couple more done. I don't know, because the ones that are left are all whoppers. What have I got? Harbor Haven, which is a whopper. Hyperborea, which is a whopper. If you've been here, you know these pieces. I show them all the time because I'm constantly stitching on them because they're whoppers and they're going to take me, you know, my whole life. It feels like. What else do I have? Oh, the Winter Wood Sow by Satsuma Street. Last year's Monster House Sow, also from Satsuma Street. Those are two really big ones. So if I can get one more done, whew, I will have made the cut, but then I just have whoppers left. So who knows if I'll get a 7th, but it would be pretty cool if I did. So anyway, that's where I got on finishing WIPs, which makes me super, super happy. Okay, so beyond Let Freedom Ring and the Autumn Splendor. What else did I stitch on? Hey, how about a Whopper? I did stitch on Harbor Haven, and I've made a little bit of a milestone on that. Harbor Haven has 12 charts, as you know, and I finished chart number 6 and I started chart number 7. So I am just a tad past halfway on Harbor Haven, which makes me really, really deliriously happy. This one it'd be awesome if I could get 7, 8, and 9 finished by the end of the year, and then just have 3 to do next year. So then Harbor Haven would definitely be finished. Definitely be finished. I would put it on my year of WIPs if Melanie does it again. So here's where I'm at with Harbor Haven. So you can kind of see where the line is there. That's the end of chart number 6. And so chart 6 is done, completely done. And then I am already moving along on chart number 7. And this chart, you guys, is super cute. We've got the little fisherman in his yellow jacket. Oh my gosh, he is so stinking cute. I love him. And then he's got all his fishing lures there. He's super cute. I'm totally looking forward to stitching that fisherman. I think he's great. This, as I tell you over and over again, I was stitching it on a 32 count weeks fabric. It's the old weeks, so it's super floppy. The holes are pretty big. It's charted in DMC, so it's super inexpensive to kit up, and there's quite a few colors. So anyway, one last peek at where I'm at on Harbor Haven. Yay! So that's the fisherman's little feet down there. Yeah, so you can see how much fabric I've got left. I've got quite a bit left, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So there we are on Harbor Haven. Let's see here. So beyond Harbor Haven, I also stitched on a tiny town. And that's actually one of the ones that I also have on my year of WIPs. I'll definitely get this one done by the end of the year. I'm over halfway done on this one as well. So I am doing Seaside Tiny Town. And I'll be doggone if I can see the pattern. It's probably on my magnetic board because I'm actually stitching on it. That's probably out in the living room. So anyway, let me just show you where I'm at. And this is stitched on a 32 count. Holy cow. I stopped right in the middle of a building. So I think since last we saw it, I completed this entire building, and then I'm moving over to the next one. And that's just so silly. It's so silly and cute. I love it. Love the lighthouse and the seagulls, the crab. Yep, Seaside Tiny Town is just coming along. So yeah, that's like my last small project that is on my Year of WIPs album. So yeah, I just have whoppers after that. But there's where I'm at on that one. It's stitching upgrade. I'm using all the called for fancy floss. If I had it in stash, if I didn't, I just substituted the DMC. So once again, super easy to kit up if you're interested in stitching that. Beyond that, I pulled out an older WIP. I think I started this last year, and I've made really, minuscule progress on it. And this is a club kit. This is from the Silver Needle. This is the club. It's a little help from our friends Stitching Circle, and it's this guy. It's from Pansy Patch, and it's called Friendship Blooms. And it's 2 saltbox houses, and it's so cute. I've only stitched kind of that center motif. When I picked it up, I just had this, you know, flower and Eryn, and then I'm starting this business across the bottom. You can see right down here. So I think I'll just work my way across, finish all those, and then start working on those big houses. So I'm usually not much of a fan of stitching houses. I find them kind of boring and monotonous, but solid block houses are great. So I'm looking forward to getting that one done. And it's, you know, it's not huge, but it'll definitely be a lot of stitching filling in those houses. So I worked on that, and that came up because it was actually on my WIP Go, because you know how much I love doing all those challenge groups. And so WIP Go, which is by Jessie Marie Does Stuff, you know, fill out a little bingo type board, and you slot WIPs or projects or goals that you will want to accomplish this year. And so one of my calls, actually for 2 months, what months? Yeah, May and June. So I feel like I've done my May stitching because I was behind. So I feel like, okay, I've stitched on a club kit for May, and now I need to make more progress on this little guy so I can tick that off for June. So that's pretty fun. And then I am still one short from March. I'm supposed to have stitched on my black work piece, which I don't break out enough. So, and I always kind of figure I have to like complete a block, especially on the black work piece, because you can't really count stitches. So I figure I complete a block to satisfy like my WIP Go calls, or if I would ever slot the black work in on my magazine monthly challenge, I would have to finish a block to feel like I fulfilled my my obligation on the WIP. So anyway, that is I think the last WIP that I worked on in the last 2 weeks that I had to show you. What do I still have to work on? So in terms of my challenge group, the magazine monthly challenge, I have stitched on the Seaside Tiny Town. I finished Autumn Splendor. At the beginning of the month, I finished Beach Rat, which was on here. I've stitched on Harbor Haven. 2 weeks back, I stitched on the Little Red Schoolhouse. And so I just now have to work on Owl Forest Hyperborea and Mykonos Meadow by Avley, which I showed on my last video. So I just have those, and then stitch on the club kit. And then all of my challenge group things for June will be met, and then if I have time, I'll break out the black work, and then I'll be completely caught up, and that'll make me feel really super happy. Okay, I had a purchase a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if I showed it to you on my last FlossTube. So because I can't remember, I'm just going to show it to you again. Ooh, my camera's wiggling because, of course, I set my camera on top of what I want to show you. I am getting the Jeanette Douglas Seasons in the Garden. And this is the first one that's been released. It's summer. And I got the fabric. I'm ordering this through Acorns and Threads down in Portland, Oregon. And the thread pack, all the beautiful threads. So anyway, there they are. So that is a planned new start pretty soon, because I have finished this month. I've finished two WIPs, the Autumn Splendor and Beach Wrap. So I feel like I'm entitled to a new start. So once I'm ready for a new start, I'm starting this. Yeah, I just love Jeanette Douglas, and I'm not I'm not currently working on a Jeanette Douglas, so this'll be my next new start, which I'm very excited for. Besides purchases, that's it. Well, and then I did have to pay off the balance of my slot at Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit in September. So I have spent money on cross-stitch related things. I just don't have anything to show you. That was a pretty good purchase. Okay, what about reading? Talk about reading for half a second. Okay, I finished 3 books since I've talked to you. All of them, I was like halfway through them, and I just was like, I just need to sit down and polish these off. So in no particular order, I finally finished this one, On Tyranny by Timothy Snider. It's 20 lessons for the 21st century, or I guess 20th century. This was a good read for me. It's, as you can see, it's super quick. It's super quick, but definitely things to think about as you're, going through your life. I resonated with so many of those points. In terms of my cozy mysteries, I finally sat down and finished Tabby or Not Tabby by Eryn Scott. So this was super cute. A gal who is the owner of a bookstore and also has cats in her shop that you can adopt. It's an adorable cozy mystery. And of course, there's a little murder that we all have to solve, but it was sweet. It's actually really well written. Sometimes cozies can be, they're not the height of, Pulitzer Prize literature. I don't mean that in a negative way. These are fun. They're fast. I don't know why, but I think her writing style, I really like. She's really good. Eryn Scott, I really like her. So finally finished that. I finally finished The Body in the Bookstore by Ellie Alexander, who I adore. I love Ellie Alexander. If you need a cozy author, her. Eryn Scott, her. So this was great. This is a newer series that Ellie has started. I've read all of her bake shop mysteries. I think there's 22 or 23 in that series, and I think there's 5 now in this. This is the first one. I've only just gotten to the first one. So read that. And then I think I was telling you I was reading Crying in H Mart for my my book club that I go to with my cousin. So I finished that finally. This is not my book. Not my book. It was okay. I know it's been like on everybody's top 10 list. People rave about it. They love it. It was not for me. I'm just going to say that. Book club is tonight. I can hardly wait because I bet you I am going to be the outlier on this one. It didn't ring any bells for me at all. In fact, what it did was it sounded alarm bells a lot of times with the interaction between the mom and the daughter. I was just like, are you kidding me? This? Not my book. Okay, so since I finished all of those, what have I picked up? Okay, this is what I picked up. I have picked up Hero of the Empire. This is about Winston Churchill. However, this is in his younger years. This is like in his 20s. He is in the Boer War. I don't know hardly anything about Churchill. I wanted to learn about Churchill, so I'm reading this. I read Destiny of the Empire by Candice Millard. It was fantastic. Her writing is really, really good. I'm really looking forward to diving into this one. I'm only like a chapter into that, so that is what is on my nightstand right now. Also next to that is the next cozy author that I'm reading, Tamara Berry, Murder Off the Books. And so the main character in here, she herself is an author, and it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. I'm totally enjoying this. So that's what I'm reading. Okay, what else have I got to chat with you about? Plans. My plans are finish my challenge groups and then figure out what I've got to do my acrostic for magazine monthly challenge for July and get on with stitching in July. So that'll be fun. I haven't put any thought into that at this point, so I really don't have plans to share with you beyond just telling you that I gotta just start the planning. I have 2 pass the stashes that I'd like to pass. I thought I had 3, but I only see 2 in front of me. So let's just go with 2, okay? So I've got 2 charts. I've already stitched them. They are, actually both of these are fully finished, so that's pretty good. So what have I got? I have got this. I have got the Primrose Cottage Welcome Winter. I thoroughly enjoyed stitching this. This made a cute little pillow that's up in my house during the winter time. So if you would like Welcome Winter, look at that cute little snowman in there. Just say winter. Winter. The other one that I'd stitched this and finally fully finished it in the spring of this year is I would like to pass the stash on the Hands-On Designs More Chocolate Bunnies. And this stitched up super cute. When I bought it, the kit or the chart came with the little buttons for their tails. I used the buttons, so it's not going to have buttons. It's just the chart. So for this one, just say bunnies. So we've got winter and bunnies. I will mail it. I will mail these anywhere. So you're more than welcome to put your name down if you'd want these. You can only one winner, so you can't win both. Okay. The classic rules, right? You must be 18, so you can legally give me your mailing address. Please don't say winner, gift, troll, you know, those words that attract the trolls. Also, if it's lost in the mail, I can't replace it. So, you know, I promise if I said I mailed it, I really did mail it. If something happens and you don't get it, let me know, and you know, we'll figure something out together. Okay, so just know that I'll do my best to get it to you as soon as I can. So, okay, winter bunnies. That's it. That's it. So, you guys, have a good day. It is really glorious. Our sunshine is coming back. It rained like the dickens this weekend, so it's nice to see sun back. All right, I love our little visits, and I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Okay, stitch happy, my friends. Bye.